It was Sarah that brought Hagar to her husband. Go into my handmaid. Let me help God. Careful, ladies. Huh? Careful, Adam. And he went in to her and had a child. So he was still working. He was still functioning. Because the Bible said after Isaac, he had some more after he was 100 years old. So it wasn't Abraham that wasn't functioning, it was Sarah. Because the Bible said she was barren. She got old and said, I'm going to have some fun at this age. So when the angel was talking to Abraham and said that Sarah would be, she laughed. That's how Isaac got his name. Laughter. Go to Genesis 12 and 1. We talked about last week being obedient and submitting ourselves. Things can look out of whack when God gives you a promise. It can look totally jacked up to where you can't see nowhere that this will happen. God, I don't have the education for that. But God gave me the word. Huh? I remember clearly when First Lady Allen said, God said to come to you. And I told her, well, I'm in the house. As soon as we get a place, we'll set that up. She said, okay. She said, all I know is God said for me to come to you. And when I turned around to walk away, God said, do you not think I know where you are? So I turned back around and said, I'm going to set that up and call you in a few days. Because we can get in our mind how things are supposed to look in the way that it is supposed to go because that's the way we want it to go. And God has given us something else or spoke something else to us. And sometimes he will allow it to take time. Why? He said, when the set time. Is that what it said? Believers, understand if God is saying something to you, God understands your whole life. Yes. He understands where you are. He understands where you've been. He understands that folk gonna try to talk to you and the enemy is gonna come to sow seed. Yes. Yes. He understands this. But if he said it, you know why you where you are? Because Abraham believed. That's how we became believers. Because Abraham believed. Huh? Abraham believed, and it was accounted to him as he was an idol worshiper. I don't care where you come from, what you've been through. If God said it, however long it takes, and that's the problem we have. Right here. The problem we have is between our ears. The problem we have is getting up and moving in the direction. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not. Go to a place that I'll show you. Go to a place that I'll Is that what he said? Or did he say go to Canaan? The original place was Canaan. But he took him before then to another place. And he started out. Come on, people. I know there's so much that we've gone through mentally. And you get to an age where your mind gets tired. And you get to an age where you feel like you can't physically do this. And the enemy is telling you in your mind, you can't do it, you're too old for that now. Ooh, that was something you should have did years ago.
Yeah, come on now.
But do you think this story of a 100-year-old man was not put in here for the fact that he was a 100-year-old man that God made a promise to at the age of 75? 13 years later, he comes back to him and tells him, I'm still going to do this. And then finally there's Isaac. After 13 years, the wife gets frustrated. You ain't having a child, will you? Because I love my husband. And I want my husband to have what God said. So I'm going to push my husband to go do what God ain't got done for him yet. I'm going to help my husband. Because you know the Bible said I am a help me.
Fix it up.
So I'm going to help him get this done. Sometimes my wife said, you die, and I said, I just smile, I said, because God ain't told me that. I love her. But God ain't told me that. And she told me way up in advance, God ain't called me to be no pastor, so don't be trying to make me a coach. I'm good with that. You know, we got a thing today where you be the pastor, she gonna be the co-pastor. God may not have called her to be the co-pastor. And you trying to figure out where everything in your church is jacked. Because that anointing ain't on her for pastor. It takes a real special woman to be a co-pastor. Back up to be a pastor's wife. Because we go do some stuff. We ain't literally arguing with God, but we trying to discuss God about this one over here that's driving me straight nuts. And she's looking, talking about what happened. Emotional. No, you let me talk to her. No. Because, Reverend, some things I can't even say. Some things I can't say. Because I understand she loves me and she's emotional. Why? God created her that way. It ain't her fault. That's why she was created. He created us to think. Huh? He gave us the lead. So Sarah said, now I don't know. Egyptian black woman. Really? Go? Okay. Now, just as soon as she had that child, mother got emotional. You need to get rid of that chicken, that baby. She got one more time to look at me like that. One more time to look at me like that, and it's going to be on her little Egyptian life. You need to get rid of her and that boy. Because he ain't gonna. Did you see him push my baby down? Now, you do understand that when you research Abraham, his heritage was a Cushite. That's why her neck was working and she said, sister girl got to go. Huh? Fool with y'all. But we have to be aware that when God gives us something to do, we have to move. He told him to go, and he went. He told him, what are you going to give me? Why? Because inheritance was to be given to the children.
Come on now.
Children were a blessing.
Yes.
And the Bible said an equivalent should be full. They're blessing.
That's right.
You see what they're doing to our babies today?
Yes.
They're killing them by the millions.
Yes. Come on. Yes.
You think that's God?
God.
You wonder what's going on in this country?
Yes.
You wonder why this is going on in the political field right now?
Yes.
Y'all been killing God's babies, and you're okay with it. Church? Because trust me, there's women in the church that are having abortions because they got caught up in the world system. But this is my body. You in the kingdom. It don't work like that.
Get back in.
Does that make sense? But the fact of the matter is that Ishmael had to go. He couldn't stay with the promise. He had to go. He's 13, probably loved his little brother. You know, children don't have all the issues we have as grown folk. She over here having a problem because he was roughing up Isaac. And Abraham then taught him how to war. What the Bible said?
Yeah.
He was warring.
That's right.
He was good with the arrow.
That's right.
And who taught him that? Dad had been roughing up with me with his old self. So I'm going to rough up little brother. I ain't trying to kill him. The issue wasn't with the boy trying to hurt him. The issue was with mother that got his attitude with her. Because now she's still looking at Abraham cockeyed. Can y'all put that in real life? Quit getting so spiritual. Y'all know good and well. Y'all okay. You know what I heard. Little secret. Note. Each one of the sons had 2 wives. It was the way it was done. It was the way it was done. In the Chaldeans, it was the way it was done. So it was nothing for him to have a second. Because it was the way it was done. And it was done, you did it in the family. Did you see where the son that he married, his half-sister, he said, why'd you lie? He wasn't lying. It was a woman of terror that wasn't his mother. She wasn't lying. They had 2 wives. So when Isaac married Rebekah, he sent him back to my father's house. Go back to my people. Yes. Abraham did that. Jacob did that. Go back to my people and get a wife.
Yeah. Yes.
Bloodline. Bloodline. Because it was given. You can't keep it no pure than the same blood.
Yes.
Now she didn't fool around and sent him to an Egyptian. What that bloodline? Y'all look at me real strange. Ishmael had to go. Let's go. Give me Genesis 15, 1 through 5. You there? Read.
After these things, the word of the Lord came unto Abram in a vision, saying, Fear not, Abram, I am thy shield and thy exceeding great reward. And Abram said, Lord God, what wilt thou give me, seeing I go childless, and the steward of my house is this Eleazar of Damascus? And Abram said, Behold, to me thou hast given no seed, and lo, no and the one born in my house is mine heir. And behold, the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, This shall not be thine heir, but he that shall come forth out of thine own bowels shall be thine heir.
I went past it. Let's look at 16.